Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. We're taking a quick look here at SUI, seeing what's going on. I just wanted to say a quick congrats to our community members for some nice profits here recently on some trades, more specifically our SEI and SUI trades, right? So SUI hit a little 15% there and 20% from SEI. That was just a tight range here with a breakdown of this bear flag pattern, okay? So keep in mind, you got to work within tighter ranges now, just based on the fact that a lot of range-bound activity has been pretty significantly controlling the market. In other words, support and resistance zones. Once you identify that, it's important to kind of work within those ranges until they're broken. So for right now, 290 is the local resistance, which we're seeing being tested right now. And then of course, like 280 to 270 is that bottom area of that support zone. Keep in mind, there's still a lot of liquidation here at 280 and 260 as well. So just kind of that range of 260 to 280 is kind of like just a local liquidation range. It's a distinct probability we see that hit if Bitcoin pulls back to its 106, 107K range, which is still expected, even though Bitcoin has a nice type of bullish pennant pattern here forming on the larger time frame. So hopefully that breaks out and we call it good. But at this point, liquidation delta is still very high to the downside. There's more shorts than longs. This does imply we might see a short squeeze, but it's only going to occur if we see Bitcoin, break 109, 110,000 and, kind of maintain its current trajectory in the upward direction, right? Continues that higher low pattern. All that said, 290 here is that open interest area here locally, or more so macro rather. This is last 1 month's worth of trading. The most amount of volume is accumulating at 290. Okay, so we're right there at that range. When we look locally here, ever since we've been on this flag type of pattern, or we hit that 230 mark, we can see our point of control is 280. So as I mentioned before, 280 to 290 is that support range for us. It's going to take a lot of volume to break down lower. It really just going to require Bitcoin to pull back here essentially. Taking a look at the daily time frame, we're still fairly well within the range. Once more, we're above the 20, below the 50, kind of stuck in this $2.80 to $3 range. Until we get above or below that, for right now, we can presume it will continue. All moving averages on majority of time frames and or RSIs are kind of hanging out right at that center point, which is not good. It basically doesn't give us any indicative direction that we're gonna either break up or down. It's kind of like this stuck on stupid, as I like to call it. My favorite coins like Solana and a few others are also performing the same, right? So those are my favorite coins to trade, and generally speaking, they're just kind of stuck in this little range. So while we do see a lot of coins wanting to and trying to break out right now, it all hinges on Bitcoin. Really simple way to understand it. But once more, Bitcoin does have a nice looking type of pennant pattern here. Solid chance we do see a continuation higher just based on that sentiment. So that's the overall sense here. Nothing super amazing. I would not trade this conditions just based on the simple fact that everything is kind of giving us false positives, just kind of letting us know that we're going to go up and down at the same time. That's not the kind of conditions you want to trade. So I've mentioned that to my community. I consider waiting on the sidelines until we have a definitive direction. If you want to consider shorting soon, it makes a little bit more sense just based on the overall bearish divergence for Bitcoin and this coin here, but it's too early to tell. We are potentially going to be seeing a bearish backtest here. This ascending trend could break down sooner, but once more, hang out on the sidelines and wait for a better opportunity. That's kind of the consensus here. Let me know your thoughts either way. Comment below, like, subscribe, follow if you haven't yet already. Join us over at Bitunix too, folks. Amazing exchange, no KYC or VPN required. And between now and the 25th of July, have a nice promotional bonus going on here. So check them out. They've been good to us as a community, and hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks again for being you. We'll see you soon. Take care.